I'm Mark Palmer and this is Ryan Palmer. We are T-Shirt Storm and we specialize in print-on-demand fulfillment. What we do is we actually call ourselves brand-on-demand because we are built for brand owners. We do all of the things that other print-on-demand companies don't necessarily want to do, like neck labels on the inside, hang tags, stickers, things like that really set us apart.
We have our clothing brand Red Chapter, which we started in 2005. And then we moved into screen printing with that immediately. We had trouble finding anybody to do a good job for us, so we ended up buying all of our own equipment and learning how to do it all ourselves. For 10 years, we only fulfilled our own brand.
Yeah, it wasn't based on having, doing stuff for other people. It was because internally we had the need to do this fulfillment.
We got in with Marvel.
It was a co-branded license, Red Chapter and Marvel. All the artwork that Marvel was handing us, that was giving access to in all their libraries and things, was all, ultra high color comic book stuff. And so it was like, okay, well, we've got to have the ability to print all those colors. And then we wanted to be able to do those graphics and those prints, but not have to stock screen printed inventory of it on a shelf. And so that's where the concept of DTG seemed to make sense at that time.
So we fulfilled for ourselves, and then that changed. We were working with Stan Lee, traveling with Stan, handling all of his t-shirts and everything for him, and then he retired and passed away. And so we changed our direction with our brand. We had met so many artists along the Comic-Con circuit that needed on-demand fulfillment for their full-color comic book art and stuff.
Yeah, when they found out that we were DTG printing all of the shirts they saw in our booth, we would talk with them and tell them about how we're fulfilling website orders, and our Amazon store was getting 200 orders a day, and it'd be for 190 different t-shirt designs. And so these artists were like, wow, well, is this something that you'd ever consider doing for somebody else? And it was kind of at that time that we decided to pivot our model. We were thinking back to those moments and going, well, there's interest in other people utilizing what we have learned with DTG printing and fulfillment for their own purposes and for their own brands. And so we said, well, let's head in that direction. Let's start to offer our services to other brands and other clients. When we completely switched our model over to on-demand fulfillment, we were basically starting back from zero. So the initial revenue milestones kind of were, okay, well, first of all, we need to be self-sufficient. We need to be making sure that we're covering bills and being profitable and that kind of stuff. The first year we did like $80,000 in sales, and we have doubled every year since then pretty consistently, to now here, year 6 will be about $2 million in sales this year. Our goal is to double every year from here on out still. And so we're looking at within the next 4 to 5 years being 16 times the size that we are right now. And so we don't have small goals. But we also believe that that's possible, because what we've done here is we've sort of figured out how the model works, and really it's just in multiplying what we're doing currently.
We started our print company with a couple of, like Mark said, second generation. They were kind of a Frankenstein machine that before DTG became real serious, a lot of companies were taking Epson printers and they were feeding white ink through them, just massive amounts of issues with those that we quickly outgrew. So the companies that made those aren't even around anymore.
Started with just 3 of those Generation 2 printers like 6 years ago now at this point, and then upgraded to the Epson F2100s. We got 5 of those. And then now we've upgraded again from those 5 Epson F2100s to the F3070s. When you talked initially about like pivotal moments and things, and when Ryan and I started in the screen printing industry, we were screen printing by hand. And so the very first time that we ever saw an automatic screen printing press working, it was just sort of this mind-blowing, this is incredible. And so the first time we saw DTG printing, we had that same sort of feeling. Then when we first saw the F2100s operating for the first time, that was sort of that same experience. And now with the F3070s, it's just that next level with that sort of mind-blowing, like level up. It's incredible to watch how these things operate, and even just from what we used to have, which was top tier. The machines we had just before these were incredible. They're amazing. They still are fantastic machines, but these ones we have in the building now, the F3070s, are just that next level of amazing. It's crazy.
It's not too hard to do lots of DTG printing, even with poor equipment. But as soon as you reach, you need to do a few thousand shirts a week, you can't mess around. And the F3070s are what we're going to grow our company on for the next 5-10 years until Epson potentially comes out with whatever the next generation of something might be. So we are anticipating fully continuing to add to our fleet at any and every point that we need to along the way. If it was a long run where somebody walked in and said, I need 1,000 shirts, then we're approaching 100, 150 shirts an hour. So we could do 700, 800, 900 shirts in a day if they were all the same print. But we can do 400 to 500 individual unique prints a day. So 2,000 a week, 2,500 a week, 10,000 a month.
Which is what we were identifying we needed to be at, because we were sort of analyzing our business here and realizing that one of the major bottlenecks was the print speed, especially with what we can have here in the building, because we are sort of footprint limited. And so we were looking at it going, okay, well we've got to increase our throughput daily. That was where the major decision to upgrade from the F2100s to the F3070s came in.
We're a storefront and we don't have a bay door in the back. So we don't have any doorways that were big enough to fit the F3070s through. So we had to take out a window in the front of the building. Epson was great all along the way for that.
The day before the delivery, there was a communication hiccup that occurred, but Epson took care of it. All American really kind of went to bat for us with Epson in a way that made us feel just great about the situation, because there were a couple of hours there, the afternoon before the delivery, that were pretty touch and go, where it was like, okay, well, this could go wrong in a couple of different ways. But All American and Epson came through and stepped up, and the day of the installation literally could not have gone any smoother. The way that everything occurred, and there were so many moving parts, so much stuff that could have gone catastrophically wrong with every step of the process. But Ryan and I were standing there throughout the day watching it all occur, going, this couldn't be going better. And so a really difficult installation through the front window of a storefront with 3 massive crates of F3070 printers went. It took just a couple of hours. The first one wasn't even very difficult, but once they got the first one in and knew exactly what needed to be done, then second and third one were just like a breeze. It was a tough installation. It was a little touch and go there for a second, but All American and Epson really came through for us. It was great.
We are going to continue to grow based on doing a phenomenal job for all of our clients. We do almost no advertising. Word of mouth is how our company is growing. Brand owners are telling other brand owners that we do an awesome job for them, and those other people are coming to us to produce their brand for them. We're gonna have to move at some point in the not too distant future in order to fit in more equipment. So we basically reached, with the 33070s we have, we don't anticipate being able to up production too much more. As multiples of our revenue increase, I can't continue to put more printers in this building. So the next thing that'll happen in the next year or two is we'll need to move and then buy more printers and more equipment from All American.
There's a ton of information on our website. We have spent so much time on our FAQ, so there's a ton of info there that you can just read through. But other than that, tshirtstorm.com is the place to check us out and reach out. We'd love to work with you.
By brand owners for brand owners. Half the guys that work here have brands that we manufacture for them, and they take that same, would I want this to go to my customer approach to everything that goes out our front door. So if you have had issues with other companies doing print on demand for you and they've done a bad job, everybody comes to us because we do a good job. We do a better job.